You know, each month we present a special segment called Be the One. You know, it's a partnership with Bigby Coffee, the nonprofit I Understand, and Fox 17 to raise awareness and encourage conversations about mental health and how you could be the one for someone. And today we get to highlight someone who's taking her skill set and applying it directly to this mission. Aly Mac on the end there, a local iHeart radio personality, you might recognize the name. And she's starting a series called Everyday Places with Aly. Of course, Vonnie Woodruck, a very familiar face, the founder of I Understand Love Heals. Good morning to both of you.
Well, good morning.
Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. What inspired this? I will start with you, Aly. Everyday Places with Aly. First off, what is it going to be and what inspired you to do it?
Well, it's a video-based social media series about conversations, healing, connection, hope, resilience, and mental health. And wouldn't you believe, it started with a conversation between Vonnie and I.
That's how that all started. Vonnie, that's music to your ears, isn't it?
It is, right? I mean, I never thought that Aly would be the one for me in this series, right? And we're just so appreciative of Bigby that allows us to do this. You know, we started with coffee and conversation, and I have met so many people. Aly's been to Bigby with me for events, and bringing it out a little bit further now, you know, and sharing stories of others that are going to provide people hope and allow them to feel they're not alone.
I love this. When is this going to start? Has it started, Aly? I mean,
it has started.
Okay.
Episode 1 is now live.
We can watch it now.
Which you can watch on my social media, Aly Mac on air, also the I Understand Love Heals pages as well.
Now, talk about your connection with I Understand and Vonnie. Obviously, you say it started with a conversation, as these things do, and talk about your progress in this institution, in this nonprofit, what you've done.
Well, Vonnie and I met 10 years ago, and since then I've sort of increased my involvement with I Understand. Vonnie gave me the opportunity to sit on the board for I Understand, and it has just been such a natural progression with what I do in media, what we do in media, and extending that voice and also sharing the mission.
And talk about that mission, Vonnie, because these conversations can happen anywhere. You say coffee and conversations. We love it if it happens at Bigby, right? You come into Bigby and sit down and have a talk, but they can happen anywhere.
Yeah, you know, my passion has always been, since I started the organization, is bringing this conversation to everyday places to help normalize it. And so where are we going, right? We're going to everyday places that have had meaningful impacts to me, or me witnessing people having meaningful impacts.
What do you think you'd like for people to take away from this series? Obviously, first off, have the conversation. Talk about mental health, right? Just us talking about it. Just, Aly, you doing this is going to encourage more conversations about this. But beyond that, what do you want people to take away from it?
I want people to take away that they are not alone. These things and these feelings that we have are very normal, and the more that we can talk about them, healing begins with connection. Vonnie and I talk about that often, and I'd just like people to walk away from this maybe with a better understanding that they're not alone, there is help, and these conversations are regular conversations that we can have everywhere.
And you should, but the thing is starting it. Right?
It's actually starting it.
Starting that conversation.
Yeah, you know, stigma is the #1 reason why people don't reach out. So how are we going to reduce that stigma? You know, we're going to normalize the conversation in everyday places. And I think that we have been witnesses to that in our work and in our mission to provide hope and that connection for others.
And that's what we hope everyone gets from this Everyday Places with Aly. What an amazing, thank you you are the one. You are going to be the one for someone, Aly, and Bigby Coffee, and of course I Understand, and Fox 17, we all want to showcase and highlight your work and what you're doing. Thank you for what you're doing. And you can get involved too. You know someone who is the one for someone, you can always talk about them with I Understand. You can reach out to Vonnie and let us know. And of course, thanks to Bigby for helping us highlight these people who are making a difference in West Michigan. We'll be right back.